Hi, and welcome to Gino's Picks. I know what you're saying, 2-2 again. Now we're 5-6 at 45%. So why is Daddy smiling? Because we're on a 2-game winning streak, baby. Yeah, that's how we like it, and I know you can't wait to get to the picks. But first, you know what really grinds my gears? Me. Two in my head lately, been forcing picks, not anymore. How great a place am I in? This 5-6 has got to go away. We need a multiple of 4. So this week, and any other week that we're stuck with a push, you follow up with a bonus pick. And that's what you're getting this week. 5 big picks without the fluff. Short, sweet, dick joke winner. You ready? Let's get to it. My first pick, the G-Men are giving 9 to the Chiefs in Kansas City. I love the Giants offense. I love what they did to Tampa Bay and Tampa. Just beat them down. I love how the defense goes in and throws people around. Do I think the Chiefs can even put points on the board against the G-Men? No. They put up a lot of points, but they don't impress me. 48 of their 54 points have come in 2 games in garbage time against prevent defenses. I haven't seen this much scoring with garbage since Britney broke up with K-Fed. And now look at them. Yeah, it's a shame those two weren't in the prevent. Ugh. Point is, people, if you're a Chiefs fan, you're in for a lot of trouble. Tom Coughlin is the next Don Denkinger, because if you like Kansas City, you're about to be royally fucked. Oh, take the Giants. Lay the 9. My next pick, the Ravens are giving 1.5 to the Patriots in Foxborough. With a 1.5-point line, it's basically just pick the winner. Seems easy. I think the Ravens' offense is awesome, and it's a lot better than the elderly Pats' defense. I think the Ravens' defense is amazing. Who doesn't know that? And I think it's going to push around the Patriots' offense. So what's the difference maker? This home field advantage? Please, home field advantage has nothing to do with it. And the Ravens will reduce that hometown crowd to the woman at the massage parlor. Yeah, scream as loud as you want. It just makes it more fun for the guys that are fucking you. Yeah, take the Ravens, lay the 1.5. Which brings us to the newly created Gino's Makeup Pick. See, isn't that cute? We can Photoshop like crazy. Okay, the 49ers are laying 9.5 to the Rams in San Francisco. If Singletary didn't kill anyone after that last-minute meltdown last week, well, then I think the Niners are going to be ready. Speaking of dead people, Mark Bulger's out. He's done. And Kyle Bowler is going to fill in. I don't think the Rams are going to be able to score points. I know Frank Gore is out, but they have an able replacement in Glenn. I like my coffee like my math problems. Hard to tackle. And he will be. He's going to run all up and down the field. He's going to control the ball. And as much as I bash Sean Hill, the kid wins games. He's not going to lose 2 in a row. Take the Niners and lay the 9.5. Which brings me to my lock of the week. The Cowboys are laying 3 to the Broncos in Denver. Every year we talk about this. Early in the season, Denver dances through raindrops with a cake schedule and lucky breaks. See that ridiculous tip in the Cincy game to Stokely? Look, Cincinnati was asleep in the opening game, and they only got 2 field goals on them. After that, they beat up with their offense the 2 worst teams in football in Cleveland and Oakland, okay? So I've had it with these with these Bronco fans chirping how good their team is. Look, the Denver offense is like the guy that's bragging about his smart car. Yeah, you're putting up a lot of great points, but anyone who's impressed by them is gay, all right? And wait till that smart car runs into a real machine. You're going to get destroyed, and you probably are hoping you get rear-ended. Look, Denver's not good. The Cowboys are. Take the Cowboys, lay the 3. Which brings me to my Double Your Money Monday Night Bet, or as I like to call it, run to the bank like you stole something. The Vikings are giving 3.5 to Green Bay in the Metrodome in Minneapolis. Look, I know we've been talking about Brett Favre being asked to do as little as possible all year, and he has, and it's worked. But face it, people, last week on that final drive, he put his team on his shoulders and was a Brett Favre of old and won that game. And he proved his arm is there when he needs it. On the other side of the ball, you got Green Bay. They've been erratic all year. And this is what everyone says. But, Gene, you don't understand. Green Bay's going to be emotional with Brett Favre back. Yeah, you know who else is emotional? A woman on her period. And a lot like Green Bay, they both have a lot of great points in them. They just can't seem to get them across. And that's what's going to happen with Green Bay. Lots of ball movement, no scoring. And a lot like that woman on her period, on the times you do score with them, it's a bloody mess, isn't it? People, take the Vikings, lay the 3.5, go get a beer. Those are Gino's picks.